If you know and you find out that this man had or has a porn addiction, is that something you're able to deal with? Because just because someone is delivered or changed from it and it was in the past does not mean those temptations won't come up. Does not mean that those desires won't come up. Does not mean that that stuff won't make its way to your bedroom. If you know that this man said he does not want to have children, do not think that you're going to change this man's mind. You will not change his mind. So if you know you want children, and he's saying, I don't want children, take him at his word and say, you know what? I'm not the woman for you. I will not be a good wife to you because I definitely want children. Vet, and know what you are willing to do and deal with before you become a wife. Because once you become a wife, that's it, honey. You are his wife. And now you got to pray in the spirit and just pray that the Lord will help you when you encounter these different issues that happen. But that could all be avoided. Of course, there's some things that you will find out in the marriage, right? But you want to get all the big stuff out of the way, right? No one is perfect, okay? But you want to get all the big stuff out of the way, the big findings out of the way, so that you're not wasting your time thinking someone is some way and they're not. Hi, wives and future wives. I just want to encourage you to click the affiliate Amazon link in my bio. There you can find books that are going to help you on your wifehood journey. I'm telling you, it's going to help change your mindset. It's going to help you on your femininity journey as well. Listen, click the link and get those books so you can soar and thrive on your quest to being the wife God has called you to be. Because remember, the wife is not just a married woman under the law, but she is a mindset. God bless. Hi, wives and future wives. Happy New Year. You guys have heard me say a lot of times that in the dating phase before you're getting married, how important it is to vet a man. It's very important to ask questions, really get to know a man before you decide to really get in a relationship with him and, of course, eventually get married. This is so important because sometimes there's a lot of people who just rush into marriage without truly getting to know that person, or they rush into sex. And as I told you before, women having sex outside of wedlock is not good because it clouds our judgment. We release the oxytocin. That's the chemical that bonds us. It's the hormone that bonds us to our babies and bonds us to our husbands or to the men that we are sexually active with, right? And we as women release more than men. So when we introduce sex in the dating phase, we have rose-colored glasses. Everything about that man is just amazing. It's great because we gave him our body, the most intimate part of us. And then we're like, why doesn't he call back? Why? Oh, wow, I didn't realize he was like this. He's crazy, or he has attitude, or it's because we did it wrong. So I want to tell you, it's important to vet. I've said that before. But one of the reasons why it's important to vet, especially when you know you're being called to be a wife, is not only knowing the type of husband or the man that you are with and the type of husband that you have, which will help you to be the best wife you need to be for him, but also it'll help you know what you're willing to deal with. For example, when you are dating right and you are getting to know this man and something is revealed, whether it's from him, hopefully it's from him, because if you have to find it out from others, then I'm going to just tell you right now, that's not a husband, because a husband is someone that you can trust and is going to make you feel secure. You need to know what you're willing to deal with. For example, there are some women who are okay with being with a man who used to be a homosexual or participate in practicing homosexuality. Now, for me, I don't have a problem with that if you're a woman and he is a Christian, you're a Christian, and the Lord has changed him. I completely believe it's possible. I've seen many people come out of homosexuality, come out of that lifestyle, and they have kids, they're married and all, and that's great. However, when you find that out, you need to understand, Is this something that you're willing to deal with? Because although someone may be delivered of something, doesn't mean that those temptations won't come back. For example, there's this Christian couple, Jackie Hill Perry and her husband, Preston Perry. And Jackie Hill Perry is very well known in Christian circles as being a former homosexual. And now she's been married to Preston for a long time, and they have 4 children, right? And I remember Jackie saying that even now, even though she believes the Lord has delivered her from homosexuality, she's not practicing that anymore. But there are times when she is tempted. She has temptations to, she desires women. And she says one of the ways she deals with that is she has to tell her husband, hey, I dreamed about a woman, or I'm having these feelings about a woman. Okay, now there's nothing wrong with that. And I love that they're transparent. I think we need transparency. But as a woman who is dating a man, if you found out something like that about him, you have to realize, is this man for me? Can I handle that? Because as I said before, not every woman is going to be the right wife for a man. You're the right wife for the right man, for the right husband God has for you. And this is where you need to understand where your boundaries, what you will accept and what you will not accept, come in. For example, if you find out that a man while you're dating, has had an extensive criminal past, meaning he went to jail so many times, but he's sitting here and standing in front of you, pursuing you, and he seems like a great guy and all is well, you feel safe around him, and there has been real change. I'm not talking about dating or being with anyone who has a shady past and there's clear evidence that past is still going on. There are still dibbling and dabbling in that. I would stay away from men like that. I'm talking about you are dating for marriage and you are dating a man that is definitely husband material. He checks off those boxes. He makes you feel safe. He's gentle. He's caring. He's a leader. He's masculine, ambitious, whatever it is, godly, whatever it is that you're looking for in a husband. He has all of that. But then you find out there's something about him because he told you, hopefully he told you, and you found out that there's something about his past that is shady, meaning he may have a big pornography addiction back in the day. Maybe he was someone that slept around with so many people. Maybe he was a whoremonger and he slept around with 50, 100 or more women. And he's changed though. He's not like that anymore, but he's changed. But that was his past and you find that out. Maybe he had his homosexual past. He's not doing that anymore, but you found that out. Okay. Maybe he has lots of kids. Maybe he has a lot of baby mama drama, or maybe he just has lots of kids and you're just like, okay, you have to take the dating process serious because all of these things are important. A man's background and his past are very important. And I'm not saying that with God, your past is going to determine your future. But I am saying that just because someone isn't practicing what they did in the past doesn't mean that the consequences from the past won't come out in some way, shape, or form. And that's where you have to know what on earth it is that you are willing to deal with. Because there are some women who are equipped to be an ex-criminal's wife. There are some women who are equipped to be an ex-whoremonger's wife. There are some women who are equipped to be an ex-porn addict's wife. And that's great. But you need to know what you can deal with. And if you know that is a turnoff from you, whatever that past may be, if you know that is not something that you are willing to deal with, you know that is not something that you want to do, then you need to be woman enough to cut it off. And you can let them know why in a respectful, kind way. You know what? I've enjoyed my time with you, but I have to keep it real. Hearing about these things and seeing where you are, that is great. I mean, you clearly are changed. You're different, but I don't believe I'm the right woman for you. I don't. And there are ways that you can let that man go and do it in a way that is respectful and still honorable. You don't have to go around gossiping and making him feel small. But what I'm saying is The vetting process, the dating process is so important. Please understand how important it is. When you're an adult, you date differently. You don't date like a high school kid. You date with intention, especially when you want to be married, because you understand that you're getting older and you want to be intentional about the man that you decide to settle down with and reproduce with. So asking questions, getting to know who a man is, knowing the type of husband this man could be and what he will require from you as a wife. And then also knowing what you will be able to deal with as a man's wife. That is very important. So don't take the dating process as some just little fluke, like it's just whatever, romantic dating that you see on TV and Hallmark Channel. No, take it seriously, because who you decide to marry is going to affect you and your children for the rest of your life. And if you know that there are certain things about a man that you cannot deal with, let him go. God will send you the right man. If you find out a man overworks, he works so much, he's a great guy, but he works too much for you, and you feel like, I don't want to be with a man that's working that much, because I want him to be a part of our children's lives. I want him to be able to go to, different recitals that our children have, or football games and things that they are going to be involved in. And I know marrying a man that is working that much is too much for me. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I'm not the right woman for you. I'm not going to be the right wife for you. So whatever it is that you find out about a man in his past, or even just what he's doing now, because it's not always about the past, right? It's not always about, he did crazy things in his past, right? It could just be right now, this man, he seems to be on the right path. I feel safe and secure around him. But I don't like that he works so much. And you have to think about it. He's going to probably continue working like that as much. And you may not see him a lot. Is that something that you're okay with? Some women are fine with that. There's this man, he is a pastor now, I believe. And he's been making the rounds. He used to be a really big porn star back in the day. And he has left the industry, gave his life to Christ. He's no longer doing that. And he goes around and tells people the dangers of that industry and watching it. But guess what? He was able to find a wife who, honestly, she was a Christian, and that didn't bother her. What he did not bother her. She saw something different in him, and they got married, and now they have children, and, great. For her, she was the right woman for him. But could you handle a man that used to be in that industry, or used to have, or has had that type of desire? So all I'm saying is take the dating seriously, because there's so many things that you need to know and find out about a person before you marry them. Because when you're married, then you're married. And you can't say, well, I didn't know this. No, if you ask the right questions, and you step away when you know you can't, that's not something that you want to deal with early. Content updates coming very, very soon. God bless.